has made this year exceptional is the duration of the protests. Or let's say it happened at the first semester and then really intensified in the last 6 weeks or so. And the second unique feature historically has been that we've had all 26 institutions affected almost at the same time. There was a time when I think one of the weekly newspapers counted that 19 of the 26 were closed at that particular point. So yes, it's historically unprecedented, although the specific incidents we certainly have seen before in history. Will it continue next year? Well, those two issues haven't been resolved. Certainly, if we take the one, the fees must fall issue, there have been a number of good initiatives. Many of them are likely to be implemented next year. But the issue of whether we're going to, at the policy level, have free university education for all students, for the poor, we haven't resolved that issue as yet. Universities are quiet at the moment, by and large. Students are writing exams or about to finish. But the policy issue really hasn't been resolved. So, and I think that's going to be a key issue. And regardless of protest, there is a fundamental funding issue in the university system that we must resolve as a country, and that's a public policy issue. How do we want our universities to be funded? At what level do we think it's appropriate to, or what is the level do we think is relevant in a country like ours to subsidize our institutions? Is the average now 35% at the level we wish? Because in some other countries, the contribution of public funding to total annual operational cost is actually lower in percentage. In others, it's higher. But then they get their revenue streams from multiple places. So in Australia, for example, international students contribute to revenue streams of universities. And that's a discussion we've started. And I would say that the crisis has presented us with an opportunity to focus on an issue that's been with us for a while, and it's not resolved. And I think we have to give it a sense of urgency if we wish to have or restore stability in 2017. It's not only about funding students, but it's also our research funding. In some faculties like engineering, it's almost wholly dependent upon contributions made by state-owned enterprises and the private sector. But we also rely on business for another important role, and that's the relevance of our curricula. So as you well know, we have faculty advisory boards made up of people from the private sector to assist us in judging the relevance and the quality of the curricula. So there are multiple roles that business continues to play. And I've been really, I shouldn't say surprised, but you know, I had a phone call from the CEO of one of the major financial institutions saying, what can we do to assist? So there's an enormous amount of goodwill. And one of the initiatives that we are piloting next year is really what I would describe as a new model that relies heavily on investment, not only from business, but also from some of the state-owned enterprises with a contribution from government. And if that pilot works, I feel that we might have the beginnings of a sustainable way forward.